Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually. I really like being with people in their homes. Does that sound creepy?
In a good way.
Well, I mean, I've been doing a lot of these house parties too, which is sort of similar. It's like, you know, if couch surfing is to hotel, doing house parties is to playing the Tivoli, which is perfectly nice and it's a great venue, but it's got its own restrictions. And, you know, if I could compare my night last night to what my night will probably be like tonight, I know what my night tonight will probably be like. I'll get to sound check at 5. The doors will open at 7. The opening band will be great. I already know them. My band will play. The set will be fucking awesome. It'll last 2 hours. I'll sign autographs for another hour and a half. And I'll go home and it'll be great, but I know what to expect. And last night when I showed up at this person's house in Ludwig, I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know who was going to be there, what was going to happen. And I wound up playing piano with children and seeing a burlesque dancer take all her clothes off and have AFP vajazzled on her pubis. And I watched people sketch each other, and I traded stories with local musicians, and I had a great night. And part of what was great about it is that it was all just a surprise. I didn't know what to expect. And it's the same way with couch surfing. It's, you know, you walk into a hotel and you have your privacy and stuff, but you know what you're gonna get, and there's nothing like humanistically fulfilling about it. Whereas you stay at someone's house, you share your lives together, and you know, you might sleep in a slightly uncomfortable bed, but you get to pet a cat. I want hotels with cats. That's what I want. I mean, I could tell you stories up the wazoo about like great and not so great things that have happened, but I'd actually rather have those stories than like, you know, a lot of points at the Travel Lodge.
Great answer. One more question.
Ooh. Couch surfing, you mean? Probably, I've had a few dicey ones. I was traveling in Europe with a bunch of Australians, these guys called the Danger Ensemble, who are this great performance troupe from Brisbane, who were sort of an offshoot of Zen Zen Zo. And they were on tour with me for the whole Who Killed Amanda Palmer tour. 4 of them, and Lyndon Chester, this great violinist. And we were touring on an extreme budget, because the only way I could bring these guys with me was to not put everyone up in hotels every night. We didn't have the money. So we couch surfed every city. And in the south of France, I forget the city, we showed up, and we never knew what we were going to get. I mean, we vaguely planned things, but we just trusted our fans. And usually things were great, but in this one particular case, we showed up, and there's this French girl, and she was really spooky. And we were like, oh, she's a little spooky, but whatever. And she had arranged a place for us to stay through a friend of a friend. And we showed up, and it was a squat, and we were all staying in a room like half the size of this stage, and it was just like a cement floor and like some mattresses and piles of clothes, and there was no toilet or showers. It was just like a fuck show. And we were like, well, let's commence to drink so that we can obliterate ourselves and get to sleep as quickly as possible and not deal with the fact that we were actually basically just sleeping on the ground. That was, I mean, but even in those moments, you look at each other and you're like, yeah. This is what it is.
A fuck show.
A fuck show.
from the worst to the best. Would you like to play something?
Yes.
Do you want me to bugger off?
No, don't bugger off. Stay. Now I desperately want you to like my music, so to try hard.
You play Idiotech then? No. She's gonna
I'm
play an
glad
original.
you like Idiotech. I should have put Idiotech on the Australian record. I don't think I need a mic. I think we'll be okay if it just... You're right? Yeah? Are you guys hungover? Yeah. Imagine there are no songs. Imagine that John Lennon wasn't shot in front of his apartment. Now imagine if John Lennon had composed Imagine for the ukulele. Maybe people would have truly got the message. You may think my approach is simple-minded and naive, like if you want to change the world, then why not quit and feed the hungry? The people for millennia have needed music to survive, and that is why I promised John that I will not feel guilty to play your favorite Beatles song and make the subway fall
Banging. Ladies and gentlemen, Amanda fucking Palmer.
Thank you.
Wow. That's dope.
Adam.
That's dope.
Thank you, guys.
Cool.
If you're not busy tonight, come to the Tivoli. See my band. And
Thank you so much. It was this
Yeah.
fascinating, honest hour, and yeah, you really
thanks.
right from
Thank
the
you
heart.
guys for your great questions as well.
Cool, man.